Hi, it's Anne here, and today's video feels like it's overdue and maybe I shouldn't do it, but I'm doing it anyway. This is my what year is it? 2022, so last year's makeup empties. This is it, guys. This is it. These are my makeup empties. There are a couple minor things missing from this, but for the most part, this is it. So I guess I'll give you the quick rundown. This probably will be a pretty short video. Like I said, this is kind of late. I've seen pretty much everybody else post theirs. I haven't watched anybody else's because I don't want to feel bad about myself that I didn't get very much done this year. But at the same time, I am proud of what I've done. I feel like this is realistic for me. And I'll go back and watch everybody else's empties after this because I know some people killed it last year. I've kind of seen the thumbnails from some people and they've done a whole lot. I've seen thumbnails from some people too that they're like, I think they're on par with this. I hope I'm on par with somebody on this. So let's just kind of go through this. This is what I consider my makeup empties. I also do have my nail polishes here, but they're not in the dollar value total or like the count total, but I do have them here. So let's just talk about those right now. I talked about these in my nail polish project finale. So I have 3 color polishes that I finished. So the color polishes that I finished are all julep ones. And then I have this guy that I have decluttered, this julep oxygen treatment, and then I'm missing for some reason a top coat, so I did also finish a top coat. So those were the nail polishes that I finished. As I say, let's start with the good stuff, but pretty much all of this is the good stuff. So maybe let's start with like the ho-hums. So I have listed, I think in my spreadsheet, 5 lashes. Yeah, so 5 lashes in my spreadsheet. This is just sort of like a random sampling of those lashes that I sort of finished. I know there's more, and I tend to not count lashes because they end up in this sort of like, I don't know what lashes these are, where they came from. Yeah, I'm not good at keeping track of my lashes. I want to try and maybe do a bit better of a job this year on when I decide to sort of finish lashes. So I recorded 5. I had 3 just mini fragrances this year, so I'd kind of like to maybe do something a bit more next year. So the ones that I finished, this one will be really hard to read, but this is the Crabtree and Evelyn. This was the Evelyn Rose, and I didn't really care for that one. This one was the Clean Reserve. I think this was like a floral, Lush Fleur. Again, didn't really care for that one. And then this one was the Tom Ford Soleil Blanc. I like this fragrance. It's a nice fragrance. I don't like it for me, though. I feel like it's a little too mature for me. So yeah, it was really low on the fragrance things this year. So next year, definitely, or like I guess this year, 2023, I want to kind of up that a little bit. Let's talk about lip stuff. So I sort of had this divided. It's not so divided now that I moved everything. But these are the finished lip stuff. So I had 2 tinted lip balms, a lip gloss, a lipstick, the rose lip salve, this sort of like plumping lip thing, and then the Bite Beauty Agave lip balm. So I'm really, really happy with, like, to me that's a really good chunk of lip products that I finished, and I'm bizarrely happy about this. Even though I hate decluttering, I have a really hard time decluttering. I'm proud of myself for like letting these things go. So there's 3 full-size lipsticks plus a sample lipstick, and then I have a liquid lipstick and 2 lip balms, 1 tinted and 1 regular. So that's a lot of lip products that have gone out of my collection. I had a lot come in. This year I had 13 like lip glosses and lip tints and lipsticks, plus I added 10 other items. I added 10 mini fresh lip balms and 5 mini fresh lip balms and 5 mini Laneige sleeping masks. They're mini, so it's like adding 2.5. So it's like I've added, I guess, what, 13 plus 5, 18. It's like I've added 18 lip products. That's a lot. So I need to, like, one of the reasons why I'm on a no-buy this year is to really kind of clean up my lip collection a little bit and really think about what I have, and not really add to it right now because it's too much. So pretty happy about that. This is another category I'm really happy about. These are my eyeliners. I finished 4 black eyeliners, so 3 pencils and 1 liquid. This is the Ciate Fierce Flicks, Rimmel Exaggerate, this Cleo Noir one, and a Marc Jacobs one. And then I decided to declutter this one. This is the ColourPop liner in Get Paid. So really happy with like all those black liners because I kind of somehow ended up with an abundance of black liners. I like to have maybe 2, 3 at most on hand. So moving those down, I definitely need to work on, I'm not sure how many I have right now, but I need to work on those. I also finished this doozy. I've had this since 2016, so really happy to finish the ABH Dip Brow Pomade in Taupe. Oh, there's another lip balm. See, moving things around and I miss things. So I have this lip balm as well that I finished. So this is the Nivea Hydro Care Lip Balm. Some of my stuff looks really gross. I don't know. I think this is the primer, the eyelid primer. So mascaras and setting sprays. So setting sprays, I just have these 2 mini setting sprays. I also finished up another sort of, not a setting spray, but like a refreshing spray. But I don't know, I must have just checked the container. I'd poured it into an old Urban Decay container. So it's technically not a makeup item, but I was kind of using it in my makeup routine. I didn't count it as a makeup item, so that's why it's not here. But I also finished up the Professional setting spray and this Bella Pierre HD setting spray. Mascaras, I probably could have finished more than this, but this is what I considered finished for this year, which I feel like is really good. I have 6 mascaras that I finished. Yeah, so 5 full size and 1 mini. So we have the Essence Big Lashes, 3 Essence ones. This is another Get Big Lashes, and then the Essence, the Falsies Lashes. This little guy from Milk Makeup, the Kush Mascara. I like that one, although I've never had a full size, so I'm not sure if I would like the full size. This Douce. I never know how to say this brand. I always say Douce, but I think it's Deuce. So this guy, it wasn't a bad mascara, but I wouldn't repurchase it. And then the Tarte Lights Camera Splashes. I really like this one as a waterproof mascara. Primer, again, killed it on primer this year, I feel like. So I just had 1 declutter primer, and this was the Becca Velvet Blurring Primer. This was like causing my foundation to ball up. Like it was just a hot mess. And I tried it like on different days when I had different skincare with different foundations, and just not cool. Oh, if you follow my channel, I talked about the Fab, I can't even think of what it's called, the Fab Moisturizer, Ultra Repair Moisturizer that I'm using. It was kind of balling up and I wasn't sure what was going on. It's not that moisturizer. It's a facial oil that I was using, depending on what I was using it with, was causing things to ball up. So that was kind of a nice thing, because I have a giant moisturizer from Fab, and I was like, oh man, if that's going to start balling up, that's going to be a problem. Anyway, this thing was kind of, I knew as soon as I bought it, it was a poor decision, and I did not get very much use out of it. So that's that. The rest of them, this is an eyeshadow primer, so this is the thing that's kind of getting everything messy. You can see the packaging. This was the CoverGirl Lid Lock Up, which was actually a really good primer, but they don't sell it anymore, so I don't know what the deal is with that. And yeah, most of these primers are minis. I just had 2 full-size ones. The Hello Fab primer, which is my favorite, one of my favorite primers. I really like this guy. And then the Touch in Sol No Problem. I never say that properly. Both of these I would repurchase. I enjoyed both of them. And then the rest of these are minis. I have this Urban Decay All Nighter one. I have this Pores Be Gone one, which doesn't exist anymore. This Tatcha one, I enjoyed this. I don't know if it did anything for me. It's the liquid silk canvas. It's just really, really nice. Like, it's a really nice feeling primer, and it smells really nice. It's a nice experience. So yeah, if I got like a sample of that again, I'd be happy with that. And then I just have these two minis from e.l.f., the Poreless Putty Primer and the Luminous Putty Primer from that trio. So I still have the matte one to finish up. I like the regular one. I don't really care for the luminous one. It's not bad, but I think out of all of them, I think I would purchase the full size of the regular Poreless Primer. This is my happy place. This is the winning zone. Even though this one's mini, and this was kind of not a full size. But this is my highlighter, bronzer, blush. I finished one in each category, and I'm really happy about that. It'd be great if it could be more, but I'm realistic in my life that finishing at one in each of those categories is like a trifecta of winning for me. So yeah, really, really happy about that. I'm going to keep this. I have to remind myself. I hope I don't throw this out after this video. And don't throw me out. So yeah, I gotta remember to keep this because I really like this for depotting and like creating Franken blushes, or just like repressing stuff in it because it's a really like sturdy container. I don't make containers like this anymore. Anyway, concealer and foundation. So I have two full-size foundations that I finished up this year. This was the CoverGirl Vitalist foundation. This had a different name in the States because I think it was called like Healthy Elixir or something, and we can't in Canada have things say healthy if there's actually no health benefit. So I finished that guy up. I also finished up the Infallible Fresh Wear in the shade 435 Rose Vanilla. This is like a really good shade for me, so I definitely would repurchase this one. I have another one right now in 425, I think, but yeah, so I will repurchase that again in the future. And the concealer that I finished was this Age Rewind concealer. This is the light version. I think when I repurchase this, not if, when I do repurchase this, I'll repurchase the brightening version. I like the brightening version better. I just have one foundation sample sitting here, but there was definitely more foundation samples. And I had a concealer sample that they're somewhere. So yeah, like I had 3 foundation samples that I used, and one concealer sample. I don't know where they are, but they're somewhere. I threw them out, I guess. 2 powders. One was, well, they were both kind of, this one was sort of full size. It's not quite full size. This was the Clinique Almost Powder Makeup. Really enjoyed that. I would consider repurchasing it, although I do feel like the CoverGirl powder is very similar. And then the Hourglass, what do they call this? The Veil Translucent Setting Powder. I wouldn't repurchase this one. It's too expensive to me for how much product you get, and like, it's just, ho-hum. It also has a bit of a yellow tint to it, and for me, a yellow tint is not the best. Eyeshadow stuff here. So technically this was a finish. This was the Stila. I had a trio of these. I don't know if I still have the other 2. I know I have one other one still. I think I finished the 3rd one, or maybe decluttered the other one. But this guy was the Stila Glitter and Glow in the shade Follow the Sun. And then this guy, you can even just see by looking at the packaging. This guy is a declutter. This was the Essence Metal Shock Shadow in 1 Second to Mars. For some reason, I didn't have this recorded down. I have no idea what month it was that I decluttered this, but it wasn't written down. So I added it into December. Same with this guy. I don't know what month I decluttered this in, because it wasn't written down anywhere. But this is the, sorry for the focus, does not want to focus on this. Focus. There we go. The ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in Birthday Wish from, yeah, there we go. Didn't, yeah, focus. From their 4th anniversary, I guess. This came to me broken from the get-go, and I used it as much as I could, but that was a declutter as well. And this guy was also a declutter. This is a loose eyeshadow from Bare Minerals in the shade Rockstar. It's like a gray, sparkly gray, and like, I'm just never going to use that. I'm never going to finish up. I'm never going to use it. And in reality, if I'm going to go for that kind of a color, I'm definitely going for a pressed powder. I consider maybe pressing this like into like an empty pan like this, but I already have enough dark shades that it's just not worth it. And I don't like the shade that much to actually do that. Speaking of, I do have an empty here. I feel like there should have been another empty eyeshadow. I feel like maybe I finished another one, but maybe not. Anyway, this was, yeah, I did, because I finished up one in the NYX palette. So I don't know where that is. So I didn't record that anywhere. And it's too late now. I'm not recording it. I've already done all my counts. I'm just thinking about that now. It's like, what other shade? I knew there was another shade. This is from the Real Her palette. So I had the Real Her palette, like number 1, I think, or something. And I like depotted, deconstructed it, and I finished up this shade from that palette. I still have some, I think 3 or 4 shadows from that palette left. And yeah, that's it. That is everything here, I think. So from a numbers perspective, if we're looking at just the makeup items and just the empties, so not counting some of these declutter items, I finished up 49 items. 50 if I include that NYX shadow. But anyway, 49 items, 33 of them were full size, so I'm really happy about that. 33 full size items. 10 were minis, so I count minis like this is, to me, this is a mini, and then this is a sample. So I finished 10 minis and 6 samples. And from a dollar value, from a paid value, if we go through to, yeah, so for this year, this just past year, 2022, the paid value was $331.98, and the retail value was $682.47. Very on par for the year before in terms of value, so slightly less in paid value. Last year's paid value was $391.10, and the retail value was $646.70. So, I mean, I'm happy with this. Again, on par with last year. I'm not sure how this year will go because, like I said in a lot of my videos that I've started off this year, that I have a lot of full-size items that I'm just not sure I'm going to be finishing. I don't see myself finishing a lot in this calendar year. It's going to be a year of just using things, maybe not necessarily finishing things, which is not a bad thing. It's just the ebb and flow of how it goes. But yeah, I'm happy with this. So this is it. These are my empties. Maybe not super exciting, but kind of realistic, I think. I think this is a realistic amount of makeup that a person... I wear makeup, I would say, 6 times a week. Like, almost every day. Weekends is maybe the days that I don't. But, like, every weekday, like, even though I work from home a lot, I still wear makeup every day because I enjoy it. It's like my little creative outlet in the morning. So, yeah, anyway. I hope you liked this video. I know I'm way delayed behind everybody else, but if you liked it, feel free to give it a little thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel here in Toronto, Canada. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye. Bye.